greatest of the greats. We all have dreams, but only few achieve theirs, while most gets hired to build others. Well, this dream started in the small town of Karnal. A small girl named Kalpana was born in 1961. During her childhood, Kalpana was so obsessed with stars. She always wanted to fly above the stars and beyond. When an airplane flew above their house, she would see it and ask her father how it flies. After many requests, her father took her to a joyride. Kalpana was so happy that she danced after reaching home. Stephen Hawking once said, "Don't look down your feet, look above the stars." The same applies for Kalpana. Nobody thought that she would become an astronaut. During a maths class, teacher was defining an empty set. She gave example for it, but the one changed Kalpana. She said the number of women astronauts in India is an example for an empty set. The example was good for a teacher, but not for Kalpana. She immediately stood up and said, "Now it is an empty set, but in the upcoming years it may not be empty." The teacher agreed with her and went on with her lecture. One of her favorite books was Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Like Jonathan Livingston, Kalpana too refused to conform to the ordinary and decided to fly above great heights. Flying above the stratosphere requires extreme dedication, and in the history of mankind, only 565 people have gone to outer space, and Kalpana was one of Kalpana's family was highly educated. At the time when it was a luxury for girls to study, Kalpana got a Bachelor of Engineering degree in Aeronautical Engineering from Punjab Engineering College, India. She moved to the United States in 1982 and obtained a Master of Science degree in Aerospace Engineering from the University of Texas at Arlington in 1984. Chawla went on to earn a second Master's in 1986 and a PhD in Aerospace Engineering in 1988 from the University of Colorado. All this wouldn't have been possible without her parents' perverse decision on education at that time. Like Kalpana, her parents too refused to go with the crowd. Kalpana held a certificated flight instructor rating for airplanes, gliders, and a commercial pilot license for single and multi-engine airplanes, seaplanes, and gliders. After becoming a naturalized US citizen in April 1991, Chawla applied for becoming a crew member in the upcoming space program. After intense training, in 1994, Kalpana was selected as an astronaut candidate. She was selected for her first flight in 1996. Her first space mission began on 19th November 1997 as part of the 6 asteroid crew that flew Space Shuttle Columbia STS-87. Chawla was the first Indian woman to go in space.
5, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff of Space Shuttle Columbia on a mission combining science and practical aspects of space. Roger, Columbia.
Chawla was the first Indian woman to go in space. One small step for Kalpana and a giant leap for India. An Indian woman broke the hindrance of the society and followed her dreams no matter what. She completely changed and broke the stereotypes present during those times. Kalpana's word while flying in the weightlessness of space: "You adjust your intelligence." On her first mission, Chawla travelled over 10.4 million miles in 252 orbits of the Earth, logging more than 372 hours in space. During STS-87, she was responsible for deploying the Spartan satellite, which malfunctioned. In 2001, Chawla was selected for a second flight as part of the crew STS-107. This mission was repeatedly delayed due to scheduling conflicts and technical liners. It was finally launched on 2003.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7. We have a go for main engine start. 5, 3, 2, 1. We have booster ignition and liftoff of Space Shuttle Columbia with a multitude of national and international space research experiments.
Houston now controlling the flight of Columbia, the international research mission finally underway.
Over the course of 16th day flight, the crew completed more than 80 experiments. On morning of February 1, 2003, the space shuttle returned to Earth, intending to land at Kennedy's Space Center. At launch, a briefcase-size piece of insulation had broken off and damaged the thermal protection system of the shuttle's wing, the shield that protects it from heat during re-entry. As the shuttle passes through the atmosphere, hot gas streaming into the wing causes it to break up. The unstable craft rolled and bucked, pitching the astronauts about. Less than a minute passed before the ship depressurized, killing the crew. The shuttle broke up over Texas and Louisiana before plunging into the ground. The accident was the second major disaster for the Space Shuttle program, following the 1986 explosion of the Shuttle Challenger. The entire crew of 7 was killed. We lost one of our greatest heroes. Kalpana may be mortal, but her legacy will be remembered for centuries to come. Her mission entirely changed India's image on the global stage of space and aeronautical engineering. She strongly inserted a passion of space in the hearts of millions of Indians. Over the course of her 2 missions, Chawla logged 30 days, 14 hours and 54 minutes in space. After her first launch, she said, "When you look at the stars and the galaxy, you feel that you're not just from any particular piece of land, but from the solar system."